So you may start now.
Okay. Doctor Sahab, are you ready?
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
Okay. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. He is a risk taker. He is decisive. He takes financial risk. He is innovative. Ladies and gentlemen, every businessman, once he started his business, was once an entrepreneur. And due to his diligence, due to his capabilities, due to his hard work, that entrepreneur becomes a business tycoon. So today we are again back with the series within a series of webinars. I'm your host, Major Sayyid Nasir Shaf Sabdwari. Welcome you again on a new topic, that is how to become a successful entrepreneur. And today we have a very distinguished guest from Greenwich University. His name is Professor Mohammad Nawaz. And before further intervening between you and the orator, I would hand you over to respected guest. Over to you, Mr. Dr. Nawaz. A brief introduction about yourself, and then you may continue.
Thank you, Mr. Nasir, for this opportunity to invite in the webinar session organized by the Ilma University. This is very great and creative initiative for the learners, for the students to interact the new things, to interact with the new mentors, new speakers, and to learn the new things out of the syllabus, out of the classroom, which we hardly find some new ideas. So today I am here to talk with the students on the topic of entrepreneurship, that how to become a successful entrepreneur. So these ideas, the topics are not new, because in the daily routine we always hear related ideas, related news from the different corners, from the different teachers, from different friends. But basically, there is a lack of organization, that we do not know a few things in an organized way. So there is a need to streamline the flow of the information, flow of the ideas in the proper way, so that students can understand the proper mechanism. So I'm here to discuss about the entrepreneurship, that how to become a successful entrepreneur. Before going ahead in the topic, I would unfold this idea, how to become a successful entrepreneur. So why we talk about the successful entrepreneur? What does mean by successful? So I would like to unfold the concept idea of the successful. What does mean by success? What is success? Success is some kind of the efforts, intention of students, intention of the entrepreneur, intention of the individuals to do something better and to achieve something better. What is that better? That is some kind of the objective, say some kind of the goal set and designed by the entrepreneurs for certain time period. So actually, achievement of that objective is not a success, because in order to achieve some certain objectives, most of entrepreneurs find the different barriers, different challenges in that process. And what happens, everybody doesn't succeed in that process, in that mission, in that objective. But sometimes what happens is some entrepreneurs fail as well. They face so much hard challenges in their process that they are unable to cope up with that one. So interesting part of success is that the failure part of the success is also we can say driving force of the success, which gives you motivation, which gives you drive, which gives you triggers new idea to how to change your direction, how to change your pattern, how to change your methodology to see the things, to achieve the things. So that doesn't mean who is a successful, who is going through smoothly and who is not facing any kind of the challenge in that process, he's a successful. But successful is that one who is facing several challenges, several hardships, and he fails many times. He stands up again and again and copes up with those challenges to achieve that objective. So that is the true essence of the successful entrepreneur. So in case that to be that successful entrepreneur, to cope up such kind of the challenges, what things are required for the entrepreneur to deal with them? How he should be successful, how he should face the challenges. So let's say everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, but to become entrepreneur is not a matter of the only choice. It's a matter of the qualities as well. That every entrepreneur has a certain set of the qualities, certain set of the characteristics. Based on those qualities, characteristics, qualifications, experiences, he or she decides to become an entrepreneur. So besides this, along with the entrepreneur needs to have an internal drive. Internal drive is something internal one's own interest. Let's suppose when we complete our students complete their qualification from the intermediate, they at that time they decide what they want to do, in which discipline they want to go. Let's suppose some students go for the pre-medical, some students go for the pre-engineering disciplines. So these are two streamlines where you have to decide in which direction you have to go. And in order to pursue that direction, you have a passion to follow that field, to get expertise, to get information in that area, in that field. Likewise, if you want to be entrepreneur, it's your internal drive that first of all, you have a personal interest that you want to be entrepreneur. And then you have ability, or you have a capacity, you have an interest, you have confidence to cope up with the challenges, because it is understood that you will face several challenges during that process. But you must have information, you must be qualified enough to face or to deal with the such kind of the challenges. So what kind of the qualification you need for to cope up with that one? Qualification doesn't need to have a classroom qualification, doesn't need to have a relevant degree program, but qualification means that you have a complete information about the market, about the kind of the business you are going to do, about the competitors, in which sector you are going to start your business, about the social networking, about the global scenario, about all the existing positive and negative challenges which can support you and discourage you during the entrepreneurship process. So these qualifications are necessary to have an entrepreneur before starting any business. Then after ability to deal with the risk, one must have a very novel and creative idea about the certain business, that what kind of the business you want to start, and what will be the new addition through your business, what will be value addition, economic value, social value addition into the market, in the society, in your life through that business idea. So while consisting of these three parameters in your business idea, it shows that you have some kind of the novel idea which you are going to start a business in the same market in a different way, or in a new market with the same business idea. And then after this one, must have a social networking, good friends, good relations with the friends, with the family, with the senior colleagues, who can sometimes support and promote your business idea, your business growth, your business survival. Along with that business, you also need some moral support for your strength as well, because while going through the different experiences and different challenges, you need some kind of the inputs from your friends, your social circles, that how you are going and how you are doing. Because being a human being, as a human being, everyone has a limited human capacity. And sometimes what happens when you find some hard challenges, you feel demotivated, you feel very low, morally low. So in that situation, you need good friends who can encourage you, who can support you, that it happens. It is a part of the process. It's a part of a learning process. It is a part of the life process that happens with everyone, and you can deal with it. You can overcome with it with the flow of the time. So in that situation, what happens? What is the role of that social networking? That one basically, you are mentally stuck with that problem. That sometimes what happens, you don't determine the problem or don't determine the solution, that how to cope up with that one. that your social networking through suggestions, through the mentorship, or through the discussions just help you to divert your idea from one point to another point. And when you just get a escape from that stuck point and change your direction, then you get a new perspective to see the things differently through the lenses of the different friends, through the experiences of the different friends. Then you are able to deal with that problem very suitably. Then that must be individual, that must be a very good leader, must have leading qualities. Leading qualities, how? Because let's suppose if someone has no team, he's a solo entrepreneur, then how he can determine his qualities? Leading qualities. Leading qualities means that you have to initiate by yourself. You have to exploit the resources. You have to implement your business plan. You have to find out the right place for your business plans. You have to develop the social networking. You have to exploit the physical, financial, and social resources. In that all process, in the different phases of that process, you have to be a leader. You have to lead everything and everyone. So in this mechanism and this idea, I will discuss the different perspectives of the entrepreneur, like psychological, social, and motivational, which are very important in the starting of a new business, implementation of the new business idea, and carry on with that business and grow with that business idea. So first of all, he or she must be very confident, well-informed, and must have a potential to prove him or herself much better than the others. That he can prove, if you are choosing any field of the business, let's suppose in the either in the product sector or in the service sector, but you have to prove yourself that you can achieve it very well, you can do it very well, much better than the other entrepreneurs working in a same market in the same business sector. Let's suppose if you are doing in a business sector, then you have to be innovative, and you have to be consistent. You have to be well organized to prove yourself that you can do much better than the other entrepreneurs. Along with that one must be pursuing that one must be consistent with that idea that he has to be consistent with, even though whatever fluctuations comes in a way, whatever hurdles are coming in a way, but he or she has not to give up at any stage. He or she has not to change his mind. He or she has not to divert his attention from the main objective of the entrepreneurship, main objective of the business. So these are the some psychological perspectives which entrepreneur must have. And then the last one is that he must not be afraid of anything. Let's suppose most of the entrepreneurs are always afraid of the failure, that what will happen if I could not succeed, if I failed. And due to that reason, due to that fear, they cannot grow, they cannot survive, or they cannot carry on. So don't be afraid of the failure, because failure is a part of the learning process. When you will fail, you will learn the things that how you could not manage first in the first attempt. In the second attempt, you will be confident enough to deal with it with a different way, in a different strategy. Either you will change the strategy, or you will change the market, or you can change the type of the business. Let's suppose if you are working in some kind of the food sector, then you are thinking that food sector is so saturated in area where you are working. Then you can switch from the food sector to the automobile sector. That there are many opportunities in the automobile sector. You can start doing business in that one. Either if automobile doesn't fit your interest or your nature, then you can choose anything from according to your nature, according to your choice, according to your interest. And then the social perspective of the entrepreneur, that he must be very social. He should not be rude and rigid. He should not be very limited in his networking, because business is not such kind of the process which you can organize or you can conduct in a space or out of the social networking. Business you are doing for the customers. You are starting new idea, new novel idea, novel product, novel process, novel services to satisfy the need of the customers. And who are the customers? Customers are those people who are existing, who are living around you and surround you in your surrounding. You have to satisfy their needs. In order to satisfy their needs, first of all, you have to identify their needs. That what kind of the need they want. You have to recognize that one, and how you can recognize that need. That depends upon the let's suppose what kind of the product you are introducing and in which type of the market you are launching your product. What is the purchasing capacity, buying behavior of the customers. Let's suppose if you are starting any brand and you are choosing any small town, any small village, that will not be right place for that certain kind of the product, because most of the people in village do not have a purchasing capacity of the expensive products. So you have to choose those products which meet and match the needs and wants of the customers in certain market. So in order to identify their needs, you have to be very socializing. You have to be very social with every person, with the friends, with the even you have to develop socialization with the unknown people to get familiar, to understand their mindset. That what are the common needs of the people? What is the mindset? What are the choices? And what is the direction of the people? So these are the necessary practices for the socialization of the entrepreneur so that he can survive in the market. He can develop a goodwill in the market between the customers, between the markets, between the producers and investors. And after these psychological and social perspectives, basically foundation that why he want to start the business, what are the foundations, what are the reasons. Entrepreneurship is we can say that divided into two major categories. First one is opportunity driven and second one is necessity driven. कुछ लोग बिजनेस इसलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं कि वो बाकी जिंदगी के सारी फील्ड में नाकाम हो जाते हैं. जॉब के लिए स्ट्रगल की जॉब नहीं मिली, कमीशन अटेम्प्ट के वो नहीं मिली, कोई कुछ और काम किया हमने, वो अटेम्प्ट उस अटेम्प्ट में हम फेल हो गए. Then at the end they have a choice to start the business for their survival. That way I cannot do anything, I cannot achieve anything, then I am starting doing the business. First one is this category. Second one is opportunity driven. That those youngsters who complete their education and enter into the market to seek their work, to seek any kind of the work, they feel that doing the business is the best profession for the future for themselves, because in the market there is a huge demand of the certain products or certain services. Through the new method, new approach, while with the help of emerging technologies, they can start a new business and they can win the market. They can earn huge amount of the money. They can earn huge honor in the market and within the social networking through doing a business. So these are the two major categories, necessity driven and opportunity driven. But the foundation of these two two section is to earn the money, to maximize the profits. Along with the maximization of profits, creating a social value for the society is also, we can say, understood objective, common objective, or we can say integrated objective of the entrepreneurship, that along with the earning profits, developing maximization of the wealth, he or she, being an entrepreneur, has to add the social value through his or her business to the society, to the community. So after this one, I would like to talk about the entrepreneurship opportunities. That from where these opportunities come from. We are talking about the entrepreneurship that we talk about as an individual. But mostly what happens, I'm a PhD in entrepreneurship from Austria, and most of my friends and colleagues discuss with me, approach me to seek the ideas that how we can, what kind of a business should I start. So actually, in order to start one own business according to their choice, one has to recognize himself. I would quote one example like this कि आप अगर कहीं पे भी जाना चाह रहे हैं, सुबह को आप तैयार हो रहे हैं वेल ड्रेसअप होकर, ठीक है, आपने बहुत सारी ड्रेसिंग, जबरदस्त किस्म की ड्रेसिंग की है, टाइम पे तैयार होकर नाश्ता करके निकले हैं बाहर, और आपको पता ना हो कि आपको जाना कहाँ पे है, आपको मार्केट जाना है, आपको ऑफिस जाना है, आपको किसी काम से जाना है, किसी फ्रेंड से जाना है, किससे मिलने जाना है. व्हाट इज द पर्पस कि आप इतना तैयार होकर बाहर निकले हैं, वेयर यू आर गोइंग. अगर आप मार्केट जाएंगे तो यू विल बी गो इन द रफ कंडीशन. इफ यू आर गोइंग द ऑफिस देन यू मस्ट हैव वेरी गुड प्रोफेशनल ड्रेसिंग स्टाइल. सो घर से निकलने के से पहले आपके माइंड में होता है कि आपको जाना कहाँ पे है, आपका प्लान क्या है. किसी भी बिजनेस स्टार्ट करने से पहले आपको रिकॉग्नाइज करना है कि आपका इंटरेस्ट कहाँ पे है, आपको करना क्या है, किस सेक्टर में, किस मार्केट में, किस फील्ड में, किस किस्म की बिजनेस करना चाह रहे हैं. These questions you should ask from yourself first. कि आपको क्या करना है, you have to recognize yourself. जब आप खुद को रिकॉग्नाइज करते हैं, आपको इसका जवाब खुद से मिल जाता है कि आपको आपका इंटरेस्ट क्या है, आपको किस किस्म की बिजनेस करनी है, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ द बिजनेस प्लान यू वांट टू स्टार्ट और इंट्रोड्यूस इन द मार्केट. Then you can find the other further solutions and suggestions from the your friends, from the mentors, from the experienced people. So this is some informal concept, but in the formal way, what can be the sources of the business idea or these business opportunities? First one is to have a past experience in your available age capacity in your life. What is your previous experiences? Do you have any exposure to the business? Do you belong to the business family? Or in your social circle, is there anyone who is belonging to the business family background or have any business idea or doing the business? Because these backgrounds give you somehow relative ideas, informations regarding the business, regarding the markets, regarding the your feasibility of a business idea, what you are doing, what you want to do. Then what are your interests? What are your hobbies? You recognize yourself. Just ask yourself, what are your hobbies? And find out any kind of the business idea or any business activity related to your routine, related to your interest, related to your hobbies, whatever you are doing in your daily life, in your daily routine. Then the systematic mechanism, you have to go through the very detailed survey of the market, that what is the market mechanism, what things are working in the market, how things are working in the market, what is a market demand nowadays. Let's suppose nowadays there is a huge demand and boost up in the food sector in the market. Everybody who want to start business, he is starting a new restaurant in a very interesting and novel way with the new additions, having a very good furniture, good services, quality of the food in a different way, and having a music backgrounds in the hotels. So many interesting additions so many interesting additions, new business plans are being introduced in the food sector. So while going through the market scanning, market observation, you will come to know that which field of the business is interesting for you, and which has a market acceptance, rapid acceptance in the market, that you start with that business idea, with that business plan. Then interesting and most personal practice is brainstorming, that you note down the certain business areas, business ideas that comes in your mind or that belongs to your interest. Then you develop a checklist that checklist according to your interest and according to the market need where you are doing business. Let's suppose if you are doing the business in a Sakhar, you are doing business in Hyderabad, you are doing business in Karachi. So depending upon the size of the market, nature of the market, strength of the market, you match your business idea with that market, that which idea will suit that certain market. Then you can go with that idea as well through brainstorming. Then you can get idea through the social media. You can go through the different business web pages. You can check the different ideas of the people through the social media and printing media to read their research articles, to read the articles and their business plans, their approaches. Then it will stimulate your interest that how you should initiate and how you should carry on with a certain business idea. The next one is about the research and development. That's a very authentic and most reliable way that you go through the literature review, latest literature review of the relevant scholars of the entrepreneurship field, like David Aldrich, Professor Robert Hirsch, Professor, we can say that Dieter Bogenholt. You can read the articles of those successful academic entrepreneurs and academicians, and you can get the business ideas from there as well, because they always focus on the burning issues of the practical life, of the academic life, and they introduce the new solutions of those new approaches to those business ideas, to those business plans. So you can also go through the literature. Then next one is the consultation. You can get business ideas, business opportunities through the consultation of the senior people around you, senior businessmen around you, the academicians of the same field of the entrepreneurship. You can discuss your business idea, or you can go and discuss with them that you want to start certain business and you have a certain business idea. So how you should start with it and how you can implement that idea. And then your friends and family are the very immediate available options for you to discuss and seek the suggestions, seek the guidance from them about the business, certain kind of the business, and what you want to do and where you want to do. So these are the sources of the business idea and business plans and business opportunities, because actually opportunities are existing all around, everywhere in your surrounding. But you have to explore, you have to exploit those opportunities based on your interest, based on your strength, based on the resources you are holding. So after this one, I will discuss another idea regarding the entrepreneurship and business, traditional business. So what happens, mostly people, they misunderstand the concept of entrepreneurship and the business. What is a difference between these two concepts? Whenever we talk about the business, who don't have information about the entrepreneurship, they treat entrepreneurship as a business in a traditional way, that you have a complete setup of the business, you have some certain kind of the superstar hotel, big business, or a big shop, or any other kind of the business. You just come, have a complete setup, you come as a boss and you start doing business. That's entrepreneurship, or that's a business. But in fact, that's a traditional mode of the business. There's a family mode of the business. But in case of the entrepreneurship, it's a quite an opposite of this idea. In case of the entrepreneurship, you have to find out the birds in your hand. There is one effectuation theory which guides entrepreneurs that what resources you are holding at that time when you want to start their business. Not necessarily you must have some huge amount of the capital to invest in the business. In order to start the business, being an entrepreneur, you must have only a creative idea. That your idea should be very innovative, very creative, according to the market demand, according to the consumer and customer need, that when you start, you could get initiate and you could survive in the market. So in order to start the business, you should, being an entrepreneur, you should evaluate the birds in hand, that what resources you are holding. In case of the financial resources, in case of the social resources, in case of the physical resources. So in case of the financial resources, their financial sources are like the check out how much amount you are holding at that time, and then you can seek love money from your friends and from your relatives. In the academic term, that is called the love money, the loan or the money or support money which you seek from your friends, from your relatives, from your spouse, or any social networking to get start the business. That's a love money. Then you can, after the financial resources, you have to evaluate the social resources, that how many people you know and how many people knows you. And on that basis, on the basis of that opinion, that concept, that social networking, you have to avail that that opportunity to avail those social networkings from your friends, from your circle, as your teachers, and seek help, not about the financial resources but also connectivity as well. Let's suppose if you want to start any kind of the business, and you need a support from your friend to get raw products from certain market, and your friend is helping you, introducing you to his friend to get the raw products on the loan, and you get the raw products and start the business, and you pay the price of the raw products after 1 month or 2 months based on the goodwill of your friend. That is also kind of the social and moral support to your business. So in that case, you have to evaluate the what resources you have at that time, financially, socially, and morally. Then you can start your business without having a huge amount of capital in your hands. So this was all about the regarding the business idea. So recently, I started conducted one workshop in a school in Nawab Shah, and I was discussing with the children of the primary school, nursery school, about the business ideas. So it is very difficult to, it is very easy to discuss the business ideas about the entrepreneurship with the people having higher qualification, but it is very difficult to discuss with the children, with the kids, about the entrepreneurship. So first of all, I talked with them about their routine, about their hobbies, about their activities, that what they are doing and how they utilize their day. So one by one, students share their routine, that they come to the school early in the morning, and the break they go for the they go in the playground and play sports, and take the lunch or take the refreshments from the shop, and then they complete the schooling, and they go back to their homes, and they play with the friends and family, and then they do some homework, then they rest. So in that process, in that all discussions, I gave one idea to the students. I triggered the question that if you will discuss with your problems, that on the daily basis, what kind of the problems you are facing at your school place, at the workplace, then those students discussed with me, told me a certain number of the issues they are facing, that they don't have a sports goods that to play in the ground. They don't have a complete toilet for the washroom. If they have a toilet, then they don't have a soap in the toilet, or they don't have a other facilities to avail or to attend the toilet in a proper way. So along with that, they discussed so many problems, but I just stuck with them on that idea of the toilet, that how you can find the solution of this one. They said that there will be the solution, that school management should provide facilities regarding the toilets of the female students, female teachers, and male students separately. Now here is a gap. This is a problem. This can be converted into the business idea. I gave him idea. I gave him a solution and a guidance to that student regarding that problem, that you can convert this in your business by this way, that you bring a soap, you cut soap in these small pieces, and then you put it to the small shopping bags pieces, and you can sell it into the 2 rupees. One soap is pricing the 10 rupees, and you can sell that small pieces of the soap in the 2 rupees to everyone who is attending the toilet. Either it should be the male and it is a female. And it was very interesting for the management as well. And they that boy who he was belonging to the very poor family, he agreed and he started that idea. On the daily basis, he was bringing 100 small shoppers and having a small quantity of the soap in every shopper, and he was selling that one in the 2 rupees. So within the 10 shoppers, he got the total price of that shop, that soap, 10 rupees or 12 rupees or 20 rupees. And after then, he was earning a profit from that business, that small idea of the business. And by this way, I think this is a third month of his package. He's doing very well. Now he has increased 1 rupees in that soap tag, and he has given a name to that one, and he has organized a mechanism, and school management is also supporting him to implement that idea. So based on your routine, based on your social life, you can focus or you can analyze your problems, that what kind of the problems are existing in your surrounding around you. Then you can convert your that problem into the business idea by proposing solutions, by proposing a way out how to manage these things in the form of the business. And in converting in the form of the business, you can start a new idea. Either you can start that business idea, or you can recommend that business idea to the person who is interested in any kind of the business in your surrounding, or who is unemployed. They can be motivated to start the business. So after all, what is the benefit of this doing business? Entrepreneurship. Why entrepreneurship has so much acceptance and boom in the world? Why world is going to be crazy behind the entrepreneurship? Because it has a magical role in the economic growth of every country at the regional level. At the regional level, then later on it has a very wider contribution to the economy at the country level. After the economic contribution, then it is a novel approach to introduce the novelty, to introduce innovation. How it introduces the innovation? There are two approaches to introduce innovation: the product or sales mechanism of the business. First one is to introduce any business idea in the new market, or within second one is to introduce this in the same business, in the same market, introduce same business idea in a different way, in a novel way. So in both mechanism, what happens? It's a change of the behavior, change of the attitude, change of the thought process, that you change your behavior in order to bring change in your business, in order to introduce the innovation, novelty in your business. Second one is, second quality of the entrepreneurship is innovation. And what is the third one? Third one is a social contribution, and most important contribution of entrepreneurship, and that one is employment creation. That when you are starting any business, you directly or indirectly, you have to engage certain number of people who are unemployed or who are looking for the work. If you are starting an enterprise, let's suppose you need staff in your office, staff in the different hierarchy. You need some kind of the killer who can manage the database of your office, of your enterprise. You need a office boy who can clean your office and keep the discipline in the office. And then you need a gatekeeper who can protect your organization and protect your work mechanism and work boundaries. So what happens in that mechanism? You employed 3 unemployed people in your business through starting their business. You created employment opportunities. That is a social contribution as well as employment contribution of your business. So these are the important features of the entrepreneurship. That's why it has a worldwide acceptance now. And the emerging trend with the flow of the time, it has happened already in the developed world, but it's happening in Pakistan now, very slowly, gradually. That entrepreneurship is evolving from the academic disciplines, from the universities. Entrepreneurship is evolving from the universities in the form of academic entrepreneurship. That most of universities now have established business incubation centers to develop the entrepreneurship ecosystem within the universities. And through developing entrepreneurship ecosystem, what happens? That universities encouraging university faculty, university staff, and university students and graduates to start doing the business, so that university should be very contributing in the social and economic development of the region. So what are the objectives of university? There are, we can say, traditionally, it is said that there are 2 main objectives of the university. That's the teaching and the research. Most popular objectives are third one, these 2 objectives. But third one is also about the commercialization, which was most of the time ignored objective. But now many universities are focusing on that one. And by focusing on the commercialization perspective of the universities, they are focusing on the entrepreneurship. And by adopting entrepreneurship, universities are pronounced as an entrepreneurial university. And the real and existing example is the IBS Sakhar. That's an entrepreneurial university who is producing new kind of the business ideas, producing new entrepreneurs, and trying to contribute in the society by new different business objectives and business activities, along with the research and development. So this is a very responsible role of every university, and it's a matter of the choice. It's a matter of the choice of the management and the higher authorities, that how they are leading their universities beyond the research and development, and how their academia is playing an entrepreneurial role in that region, in certain region. So this was all about my today's conversation. I hope that my few things would be very informative and interesting for you. So if there is any question or any query from your side, from the participants, I'm here. You are welcome to discuss.
Dr. Nawaz, I'm really grateful. I think it is very elaborate, and I think that it covered all the dimensions of how to become an entrepreneur. And you very correctly brought out 2 scenarios. Once it provides the opportunity, or maybe the chance that a person who becomes an entrepreneur, that is the opportunity and the necessity. We have to differentiate between these 2, and obviously the requirement to become an entrepreneur in both the scenarios is same, that entrepreneur needs to be a good leader, he needs to be risk taking, he needs to be bold, he needs to be flexible. So again, I must thank you for sparing your precious time out of your hectic routine to cover up this important subject, that is how to become an entrepreneur. And I'm sure that the audience, they must have been much well educated than before after this webinar, and through your bright idea, through your acumen, I'm sure that everybody must have been benefited. I'm really grateful to you, Dr. Mohammad Nawaz, and wish you all the best, and hope to see you again in the future. So ladies and gents, here we come to the end to this webinar. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot.